Hey, to Korir with your birthday boy. Yes, it was my birthday. It was Jamhuri Day. It was Friday. You can't have a better combination like that. What about that, my subscribers? To Korir doesn't get any more exciting, any more inclusive than that. From the nation of Kenya giving birth to itself. What? To me, being born back in the days. Yes, it was nice. It's good to be alive. It's good to celebrate every hallmark of your life, my friend. Celebrate being here with me. All right? Yeah, you see that necklace? Let me just advertise a necklace from Niger, Africa. Abidjan. Is that the capital? Somewhere around Gabon? Yeah. My child just put that life around my neck. Glorious indeed. My wife gave me my favorite pie, pecan. Pecan. Pecan is a in southern part of America. They say pecan. I got my pie. It's halfway gone. Please stay away. It's mine. Okay, exclusively mine. Thank you to all those who showered me with love, thoughts from the inner sectum of the family to the periphery of friends, brothers. Hey, it's a day of gratitude. May it continue. I pass it back to you guys. May you be blessed in many ways, okay? It's Friday. It's befitting. Let's talk about athletics just for a short session on a Friday. What do I have on the horizon? GST. GST, the Grand Slam track. Let me just rename that one. Grand Sham track. Michael Johnson is going to court in Delaware filing for bankruptcy. I told you so. Bankruptcy is the only route you redeem yourself when you've been a sham. Okay? And Michael Johnson has filed for Chapter 11 of bankruptcy to reboot his vision of saving track. You believe him? I don't. I never believe him from the get go. Watch my episodes. I think it was overinflated, overpromised, and athletes were used to promote somebody and to promote an agenda that never gave its fruits at the end. It never laid an egg. Okay? And the question for me, even with bankruptcy, and by the way, it's interesting that even before bankruptcy, they are talking of 2026. That's how Ponzi schemes work, the pyramid schemes. I was in Amway one time. Not one time, not two times, three times. Money, the appeal of money, the enticements of money, whatever monetary is, can just delude your mind. And these guys, the GST guys, the sham guys, are already re-envisioning themselves attracting some athletes for another season. They didn't have a first season. They are thinking of second season. Talk of people who have the gall. Okay? They are speaking on their website saying, oh, we are restructuring. We are trying to see our mistakes clearly and stay more focused and professional. How much was Michael Johnson paid, by the way, in this GST propaganda and this GST, off-rail league that never even took off? How much did it pocket? There are many questions people are asking. First of all, five-star hotels, first-class flights around for athletes in Jamaica, Miami, Philadelphia, advertising that were just excessive, and the stadiums were empty. Okay, no fans at all. I don't think they got any money from fans because they didn't show up. The streaming channels were anything but. I don't think I watch anything live. Okay, there are many questions. Even now, filing for bankruptcy, where is the money coming from to file for bankruptcy? Listen, these guys need to be scrutinized closely because I think they are scammers. I think they're up to no good. They're exploiting athletes. I suspect Mary Morale was promised, hey, Mary, come from Kenya, right? We're going to put you in a five-star hotel, first-class flights, Go to Jamaica, Jamaica. You've never been there. And the Kenyan morale was like, I'm here. I'm signing a contract. And then she went back home empty handed and a horrible season. You saw what I said about her all season. It was the most horrific season. And this lady has the potential. But she stretched herself 1,500 meters, 425. What are you doing? Joshka the Brit, the same thing. At the end of it, he was complaining or talking about calves, injuries. It adds up, okay? And I hear some grace from Australia. Jessica Hall, the Australian, is like, the father, it's not her. The father is like, I wish Jessica could get 100% of what she was promising prices. But let's give Michael Johnson another chance. Yeah, another chance, my friend. Some people think Michael Johnson is legit. I think he's a scammer. He's up to no good. And for people even to think the idea that they're going for bankruptcy and redrawing the projection map of where they're going to go next. Where are you going to go next? For a non-startup league that is started, or track or sham, whatever you call it. That is what it is. These guys know how to speak. They know how to talk people in. Michael Johnson is a broadcaster for BBC for a reason. He knows how to articulate himself. He was a great runner. He's a gold medalist, world record holder for a certain period of time. He knows how to get on camera and even say, right now in Delaware, don't worry, we're going to go file this bankruptcy. See how much is in our pockets. Which pockets? Not the athletes. My friend, GST. Grand Sham Track is dead on arrival, my friend. D-O-N dead. I declare it. Is it going to see another new light? Like I say, where there's money, people are going to chase it. Whether it's delusional, it's a scam, it's a Ponzi scheme. That's how the capitalists know how to exploit. Anyway, that was that on a Friday, on my birthday. I dare say it was my birthday again. It still is. It's not midnight yet, and I'm still young. Went to the gym today. You see those? And you see this? You see this guy? I'm having fun. It's about me today. Because you subscriber promise you're gonna give me more subscribers, as I've been trying to ask you to if you listen. But I appreciate you anyway. To end this episode today on a Friday, something sad, something mysterious, something to scratch your head and says, what is this? 2019, there was a young man who went to UTEP in El Paso, Texas University under the tutelage, the headship, the mentorship of a great Olympian gold medalist in 1988 in front of the great Brazilians. Kenyan Nixon Kiprotich was on the map. What was the Brazilian's name? I forgot. It was a great final in the 800. Nobody knew about this guy, Paul Lereng, I'm talking about. He went to Virginia, the Cavaliers, back in the days. He wins the gold medal. He was the coach. He's a coach in UTEP. Whether he's still or not, I'm not sure. But he was the 2019 season. Okay? There's a young man. But before I introduce this young man, let me remind you something this year that was incredible. We had an Olympian gold medalist in 800 this year who came back in this year in Tokyo and won the world championship. Gold medal, world championship. Never happened before? Maybe. We are talking of Emmanuel Wanyonyi, the man from Mount Elgon with a better view of gold. I said it. The athlete of the year, world champion, Olympic champion. There you have it. Emmanuel Wanyonyi. Let's backpedal to 2019. Let's talk about somebody else who shares the same name with this guy. Let me introduce to you Emmanuel Korir. 2019 is driving from Eldoret to Nairobi to get a flight to go to Doha, Diamond League. He has an accident. I don't know where, but it's between Nairobi and Eldoret. The car was totaled, and the injury was not great to an athlete. They are talking of his left side being more damaged. He had more injuries on the left side, including his shin. He goes back to Houston, where he gets some therapy, some treatment from another Kenyan, Chimrimir. I read his name as a physiotherapist in Houston. 6 months, grueling, painful rehab, treatment. He comes back post COVID in Tokyo again, wins that Olympic in the 800. You remember Emmanuel Korir surging to the front with 120 meters to go and winning that 800 meters in the Olympics during those empty stadiums post COVID? That's whom I'm talking about. Emmanuel Korir is about to do what Emmanuel Wanyonyi has just done. He wins that Tokyo. 2 years later in Eugene, he's a world champion. Emmanuel Korir, Emmanuel Wanyonyi, they are joined together in the only athletes that we know, that I know, that have done that, what I've just said. Olympic champion and world champion, and they share the same name. Did you see that coming? No, you didn't. Recovers from a horrific injury and an accident, comes back post-COVID and wins that, and continues to climb the mountain of world championship. I've just mentioned a name. Emmanuel is supposed to be with us. That's what the Bible says. Emmanuel stands for just that. But he's not. Where's Emmanuel Korir? That's the question. And I don't have an answer. I checked on his Instagram. The last one I saw that he posted in September 5th last year of 2024. He was by the shores of Lake Victoria in Kenya. And he's right there. The picture shows him with a nice hat. I like hats. He has style that says Puma, a hoodie. Right behind him is a nice SUV. I don't know the brand. It's black, leather. He's living a good life? I hope so. But he just disappeared as an athlete. That's the picture I'm seeing of a guy. Maybe he's retired, he's 30. I'm just wrestling with this one because it doesn't make sense, but that's Kenya for you. One time they are the top. They are Olympic champions, world champions. And just like that, they are the shore of Lake Victoria, chilling. Chilling? I don't know. It's something that we'll never know until we hear otherwise. The reason why I bring this up is because athletes, the story of Kenyan athletes is sometimes bizarre. One time is glorious, the next time we are scratching our heads, asking ourselves, did we even see this coming? For me, there's a history. You remember Wilfred Bungei, 2008, Beijing? He's a gold medalist. He was a gold medalist. A few years later, there's nothing about Bungei that we could talk about. Even David Rudisha, as great as he was, world record holder still from London, he goes to Brazil, defends it, and that's the mother she wrote. Of course, there's injuries, but there's always accidents between. Have you noticed that? Rudisha had a car accident. He never recovered fully. Bungei, Wilfred Bungei, let me just go back. He's a friend of mine. If he's watching this, I'm just trying to articulate a story here, a pattern that we need to be asking ourselves, really? Is that all we can say about Kenyan athletes? Maybe they can rewrite that script. Bungei goes into some issues that are personal. He has shared this on publicly though, alcohol, drinking, and the demise and the fallouts. He has talked about it. I mentioned these guys because I'm a big lover of 800 meters. It's like, to me, what gets me going. Anything about 800 meters, from that guy to that guy, you know what I'm talking about. I love the event. It gives me chills and thrill. So, Emmanuel Korir, where are you at? Emmanuel means you are with us, but you're not. That was my take on a Friday. Because on a Friday, this guy will give you just that. Emmanuel Korir, Olympiad, gold medalist in 800, World champion international 2022. I'm trying to connect him to Emmanuel Wanyonyi with the same trophies, if you want to call that, or the same medals, on the same mountaintop. One of them has disappeared. One of them is still with us. Let's celebrate that, shall we? On a Good Friday. Forget about what I mentioned in the beginning. It's grand, sham, whatever. Go figure that one. Questions are being asked. I'm not the one giving you answers. I'm just a reporter from Korir. It is done on a Friday because that's the truth. Talk to you later.